You're listening to Don't Miss This on Paris Underground Radio. For more great content, including bonus videos of events in and around Paris, please join us on Patreon. Hello, and welcome to Don't Miss This, your weekly roundup of the best of what's happening in Paris this week. I'm your host, Jennifer Garrity, the creator and founder of the Paris Underground Radio podcast network. Each week on Don't Miss This, I'll share 10 of the best things happening in Paris. If you'd like an extended written version, complete with dates and descriptions and links to those 10 events, plus a number of others I couldn't fit into this podcast, this week there are 16 additional events, then just head over to Patreon to have your very own downloadable weekly schedule sent just to you. Sign up at patreon.com/Paris Underground Radio. This week starts with a cinematic delight, gets spooky in the middle, and comes to a very final end. In between, you'll find movie marathons, photo exhibits, and music festivals. Discover my picks for Halloween, put another brick in the wall, celebrate Mexico, and so much more. This week's edition of Don't Miss This covers the week of Sunday, October 29th through Saturday, November 4th, 2023. Well, my little pumpkins, there's one holiday we've been gearing up for over these past few weeks, but before we get into some of the ghoulish adventures you can get up to, let me tell you about one highly anticipated film festival that's sure to please. I'm talking about the Korean Film Festival, which returns to the Champs-Élysées this week for its 18th edition. This year, both the opening and closing films are making their European debut in our fair city. You'll open with Smugglers by Ryu Seung-won, which will take you to a small fishing village in 1970s South Korea, where new factories are forcing the locals to turn to smuggling to eke out a living. And end with A Normal Family by He Jin-ho, in which two brothers, one a successful defense attorney, the other an honorable pediatrician, find themselves unexpectedly ethically enmeshed, thanks to their own teenage children. In between, you'll find world premieres of action films, comedies, rom-coms, and more. Festival du Film Coréen à Paris will be at the Publicis Cinemas from Tuesday, October 31st through November 7th. Full price tickets are €8 and more information can be found at ffcp-cinema.com. While we're on the subject of films, let's jump right into the Halloween festivities. How would you like to go see a cult Halloween movie in a movie theater on Halloween for free? Well, MK2 is giving away 5,000 tickets to one of 20 such films. You can see anything from It to The Exorcist to Saw, Alien, The Shining, and The Ring, to more family-friendly fare like Casper, Coco, and The Nightmare Before Christmas in one of 8 Parisian MK2 cinemas. You could also win the chance to see an advanced screening of French horror film Vermine, or Vermin. And if you arrive in disguise, you'll also receive a gift. Also, as a complete aside, did you know that Nightmare on Elm Street is translated as Freddy Claus of the Night? You're welcome. Quand 20 grands films refont leur cinéma will be at 8 MK2 cinemas in Paris on Halloween. To win, all you have to do is enter on their website. You can select up to 3 films you'd be interested in, and you'll be chosen by random draw. You have through October 30th to apply, and the films will be screened on Tuesday, October 31st between 2 p.m. and 2 a.m. For more information and to enter the draw, please visit welovecinema.bnpparibas. Don't worry, this whole week won't be about Halloween. I'm going to give you a couple more suggestions here, and you'll find tons more in the newsletter. But here's one I think you're really going to like. Soirée Bienvenue en Enfer, or Welcome to Hell Night, at the Musée Rodin. If you visited the Rodin Museum, and I really hope you have surely noticed the large gates of hell. Well, for one night, that door will metaphorically open, transforming the museum into a haunted house. Your evening will begin at the gates of hell, where projections, soundscapes, and performances by actors and dancers will set the mood. After, you can wander the, quote, torture woods, stumbling upon some of the creepiest creatures from your literary nightmares. If you survive, you can make your way to the temporary bar, where you'll find elixirs, potions, and sweet treats to calm the nerves. Soirée Bienvenue en Enfer will be at the Musée Rodin on Tuesday, October 31st from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Please note that children under 13 will not be permitted. As the website reads, quote, "Be careful, younger children could be frightened by the intensity of the staging," end quote. Full price tickets are €27 and more information can be found at musée-rodin.fr. That's musee-rodin.fr. What could be spookier than an entire haunted mansion tucked under a Parisian bridge? Solume, the 1,200 square meter club under Pont Alexandre III, will transform itself into a terrifying, giant haunted mansion for the very first time. You'll find several panoramic bars, a large lounge area, a smoking terrace, a lights show, and, of course, a giant dance floor, complete with confetti cannons and music ranging from house to electro to disco, pop, R&B, hip-hop, 80s and 90s, caliente, bachata, merengue, kizomba, reggaeton, and Latino. When you're not shaking your ghoul fang to one of the 2 DJ sets, you can enjoy a horror show by sexy go-go's, bloody cocktails, monster candles, and Halloween gifts. Or get your photo taken by makeup artists and photographers at your disposal. Costumes are appreciated, but not required. The biggest manner of Halloween will be at Solume on Tuesday, October 31st, from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. Drinks begin at €5 and bottles with mixers and a table start at €80. For more information, please visit halloween-paris.placeminute.com. There's no better way to celebrate living on the Day of the Dead than with a little music. Luckily, the Arte Concert Festival, featuring 3 days of free concerts, is coming to the Gaieté Lyrique. This year, for its 8th edition, the festival has been broken down into 3 genres: rock, rap, and electronic music, with one festival day dedicated to each genre. This year's artists include The Kills, Jenny Beth, Virgo Ascendant, Chili Gonzalez, Priya Raghu, and Jessica Winter. All concerts are free but require a reservation. If you're not able to secure one such reservation, never fear. The Arte Concert Festival will also be broadcast live, streaming on arteconcert.com and gaieté-lyrique.net. The Arte Concert Festival will be at La Gaieté Lyrique and online from Thursday, November 2nd through Saturday, November 4th, and is free to attend, with a reservation. For more information, please visit gaieté-lyrique.net. That's GAITE-LYRIQUE.net. Also beginning on Thursday, November 4th, is the Photo Saint-Germain Festival, in which photography exhibits will be showcased all throughout the Saint-Germain-des-Prés neighborhood. In total, around 30 galleries, museums, and other reinvented spaces will house hundreds of pieces for your viewing pleasure. There will be all sorts of photography for you to experience, and some highlights include Phénomène, a photographic exploration of the paranormal at the Musée d'Histoire de la Médecine. $5 for 3 minutes at Schmorvaz, taken by former photojournalism student Camille Toloui while she was working as a stripper, and Room Service 2, where 10 artists were invited to take over the 3rd floor of the Hôtel La Louisiane. In addition to the photography on display, you'll find screenings, signings, workshops, and networking events to bring together photography amateurs, professionals, and collectors. This year, special visits and workshops have been created for younger audiences to help them learn more about the art. Photo Saint-Germain takes place in various locations all over the Saint-Germain-des-Prés neighborhood from Thursday, November 2nd through November 25th and is free to attend. For more information, including the full program, please visit photosaintgermain.com. When I say Pink Floyd, do you immediately think of contemporary ballet? Well, perhaps you should, since a new immersive experience, inspired by Pink Floyd's album The Wall, opens at the Palais des Congrès this week. While the dancers perform on stage, musicians will perform the album's iconic tracks live. Avant-garde choreographer Johann Nuss has integrated the wall's renowned political messages into the performances, and the scenography has been carefully crafted to bring a new vision to Pink Floyd's original work. Please note, there will only be 3 performances in Paris before the show heads out on a national tour. The Wall, the Pink Floyd's rock opera, will be at the Palais des Congrès from Thursday, November 2nd through Saturday, November 4th, and tickets begin at €46. For more information, please visit palaisdescongrès-de-paris.com. That's PALAISDESCONGRESDE Paris.com. If you haven't had the chance to check out the new Mark Rothko exhibit at the Louis Vuitton Foundation, this Friday, November 3rd, might bring the perfect occasion. This Friday will mark the very first nocturne for the exhibit, and the evening promises art, information, and music. Beginning at 7 p.m., you can listen to the beats of Machka, a Franco-Colombian multi-instrumentalist artist who, quote, uses computer-assisted composition to orchestrate bird songs, drum beats, throbbing flutes, and psychedelic synthesizers to transport you into her dreamlike universe, end quote. And DJ Trifem, who, quote, produces hybrid music composed of hazy melodies and incisive rhythms. Playing with established codes and customs, she creates musical spheres inspired by fantasized landscapes, life stories, and dreamlike works, end quote. You can also take a Flashes of Light workshop and a micro-visit guided tour of each floor of the exhibit every half hour until 10 p.m. Should you get peckish, you can grab some food from the French Bastards and drinks from La Cantine du Marché. The Mark Rothko Nocturne will be at the Fondation Louis Vuitton on Friday, November 3rd from 7 to 11 p.m. Tickets are €10 and more information can be found at fondationlouisvuitton.fr. That's FONDATIONLOUISVUITTON.fr. If you're enjoying this podcast, you may also enjoy my podcast, City of Muses. Each week, I chat with contemporary artists, poets, dancers, designers, and performers to explore what inspires them, where their creativity comes from, and how Paris has helped or hindered their dreams come true. Inspiration and creativity meet in Paris, the City of Muses. Don't miss this. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. And now, back to Don't Miss This. If you've worried that all your options for going out in public in costume this week have been exhausted, never fear. Un Dia de Muertos à Paris comes to the Parc Floral for a weekend of Day of the Dead festivities. This festival will highlight Mexican culture with creative workshops, art exhibits, concerts, parades, crafts, and, most importantly, delicious Mexican food. Admire the Altar de Muertos, a traditional Mexican altar dedicated to the dead, measuring over 8 meters tall, and discover what it represents. Craft piñatas, paper flowers, Day of the Dead masks, and folk art sculptures. Learn folkloric ballet, other folk dances, and more. Please note that the majority of the items used in the workshops will be made with recycled and or biodegradable materials. Un Dia de Muertos à Paris will be at the Parc Floral on Saturday, November 4th and Sunday, November 5th, and is free to attend. For more information, please visit mexicoaparis.com. This is the end, beautiful friend. Actually, it's the end 5, the final boarding, an immersive intergalactic electro house dance party with an open bar and free small dishes prepared by chefs live. This year's theme is the end, of course. It's 2050 and the end of the world is nigh. So what choice do you have other than to board the spaceship and head to a brand new planet while dancing the night away? 20 electro and techno DJs will spend all night on 2 stages in 2,000 square meters of space, while 70 costume performers, actors, and actresses will, quote, immerse you in a futuristic and dystopian atmosphere, end quote. There will be a light show and pyrotechnics. Please note that costumes are obligatory. Suggestions include space cowboy and astronaut. The end, Le Dernier Embarquement, will be at an undisclosed location in central Paris, revealed only when you purchase your ticket, on Saturday, November 4th from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. Tickets are €120 and include open bar and open food. You must be 18 or over to attend, and more information can be found at theendparis.com. Well, that's it for this edition of Don't Miss This. For the extended newsletter version, which includes 16 more events, including written descriptions and direct links, please join me on Patreon at patreon.com/Paris Underground Radio. Thank you for listening to Don't Miss This. If you liked this episode, please rate and review it. It really helps. And tell a friend. That helps too. If you attend any of the events listed in this podcast, please let me know at Paris Underground Radio on Instagram or Facebook. I'm your host, Jennifer Garrity. You can find me on all socials at Jennyphoria. That's JennyPhoria. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next week. Happy exploring! Don't Miss This is produced by Jennifer Garrity for Paris Underground Radio. For more on this show and shows like it, please go to parisundergroundradio.com.